Hey y'all, Jody Brown here, and I just wanted to come in and chat with you a little bit today about low carb, keto, and intermittent fasting in your postpartum journey. So, if you do not know, I am about 11 months postpartum from having my twin boys last April, and I also have a 3-year-old girl. But my journey postpartum has been so different with my boys than it was for my daughter. So while I was pregnant, I was following a loose, low carb. Nothing too strict because at that point it was just what my body would hold down. I know that some of you know what that's like, and I know that people experience it way worse than I did, but I just tried to cut back on my sugars and my carbs. But once the boys were born, eventually I started trying to eat a little bit lower carb, higher fat. So I wanted to share a little bit about my journey and then also talk about just what I have learned from others and from reading things, and how some tips for you along your journey if the keto lifestyle is one that you are interested in or following. So first of all, when you have just had your little bundle of joy, it is not recommended to do strict keto until about 6 to 8 weeks out, and even that is going to vary depending on woman to woman and what you need and what your body needs and prefers. So what I mean by that, you can try to eat lower carb during those 6 to 8 weeks. Definitely be mindful of your healthy choices, and this is in particular for people who are breastfeeding, because obviously you want to make sure that your supply gets established and stays up. So that is why you don't want to tank on your carbs completely in those first 6 to 8 weeks, because that's when your body is building up that milk production and getting accustomed to what your baby needs and how much it needs. You want to make sure you keep that supply up. Now, with that said, I do recommend that throughout your entire breastfeeding journey, you keep an eye on your supply, and if you notice that it starts going down, then change things so that it goes back up. So again, I would not recommend going strict keto for 6 to 8 weeks, and even at that point, a lot of women are not able to do strict keto, but can at least limit their carbs and focus on increasing, healthy fats. So what a lot of people will do is if a strict keto lifestyle works for you during the day, you can do strict keto during the daytime hours, and then at night you can have like a carb meal or carb up. So what that does is allows your body to focus on being fueled by those ketones and those fats, and then at night you're getting the extra carbohydrates that your body might need for milk production. Again, this varies from person to person, and by carbing up, I do not mean eating a bag of potato chips. I'm talking like a healthy carb, maybe a sweet potato, maybe a small serving of a sweet potato or a whole sweet potato, whatever your body needs. Something like that is still has good nutrition, but it also has the carbs that your body might need, again, to establish and maintain that milk supply. Now, after those 6 to 8 weeks, if you feel like you want to try a little bit stricter diet, again, that is up to you and your body. But if you see changes in your production, I would alter what you're eating. So for me, I pumped at night. Once my boys started sleeping overnight, I would get up and pump in the middle of the night just to get a supply going, so that at this point we can start trying to wean off, get used to a bottle, and they're growing up. So I wanted to have some milk on hand. But that means that during the day, I did not know exactly how much milk I was producing, but I based it off of how the boys were reacting, remembering, I had both of them that I was feeding, so I needed to make sure I had enough for both. And just by monitoring them, I followed a very keto-ish lifestyle and have had a lot of success with that for the past 11 months. Now, I might go a little bit stricter once they are completely off of breastfeeding, but this has worked for us. I was able to get back into my pre-pregnancy genes faster than I was with my daughter, and at a smaller size than I had been right after her. So it's worked well for me. And I do also use the pure therapeutic ketones that help my body get into ketosis within an hour and experience those benefits. However, you can also, I know a lot of you are going to ask about intermittent fasting, so I wanted to throw that in there pretty much. It is not recommended to do intermittent fasting while breastfeeding, again, especially at first, and after that, it's going to depend on you and your body. I know some women who do, I do not. Again, something that I plan to incorporate later. But I know that some women do, but they did not at first, and they had to play with it to figure out what worked best with their body. So if you're someone who likes the benefits of intermittent fasting, but maybe you don't want to risk your supply, and you kind of want to know, like, well, what can I do to get the similar benefits? So one thing that you can do is make like a bulletproof coffee to have in the morning that has your calories, that helps your body to have those other benefits as well, without having a lot of the carbs. So for me, and I know some other women who are breastfeeding as well, you can have, I use a keto cream, simply mix in my coffee, and you can add a splash of heavy cream or half and half to increase the calories a little bit more. But it has MCT oils, it has 4 types of collagen, so it's going to help with your hair, skin, and nails and all that postpartum as well. We all know how everything kind of gets out of whack, but it also will help to keep you full and give you some of that caloric intake, to then you could have a meal maybe a little bit later in the day. Again, all of this is dependent on your body and what works for you. I personally generally have a low carb breakfast, including my keto cream, and then I will have my ketones mid-morning, and then I will have oftentimes a salad or something for lunch, and making sure the calories are up with that through whatever is on it. So I like to put eggs in the dressing, and sometimes some crushed up pork rinds and cheese, or whatever you might want to eat. Just make sure to watch your supply throughout the day. Like I said, I have been going strong for, it's almost 11 and a half months now, by following like a low carb keto-ish lifestyle. I have not been strict. Again, I have not incorporated strict intermittent fasting. Again, those things I would not recommend for those 6 to 8 weeks postpartum. And after that, I think you can slowly start to change things. But again, always being mindful of your body, your supply, and making sure you're doing what you need. Everybody's going to be dependent on their body. I know that there are some women who can go strict keto after that amount of time, and their bodies react fine. Their milk supply stays up. Everything is great. Some, however, cannot go strict keto, so they need a little bit additional carbs in the evening or even throughout the day. And again, with the intermittent fasting, true strict intermittent fasting is not typically recommended while breastfeeding, but listen to your body. Y'all, it can be done. I feel better than I did before I had one kid, and now I have 3, basically 3 under 3, because my daughter just turned 3 in December. I feel better. I have more energy. I, again, am able to fit in my pre-pregnancy clothes, and I have been in them for months now. And it's just been easier this time with my daughter to try to lose weight. I felt like I was being very restrictive on what I allowed myself to eat. I would keep calories up, but it was just the foods. I was so much more restrictive. And this time around, I'm enjoying the foods more, not feeling as restrictive. So it can be done. You can feel great. You can feel amazing. You can keep your milk supply up. But I hope that these tips help you to get started. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe to my channel to continue getting some keto-ish updates and information. All right, y'all, have a good one. Bye.